Today we are talking trash. This is my empties bag, and I have got skincare, hair care, even some makeup in here. We're going to go through all of it. I am going to tell you what I think about it and whether or not I would purchase it again. So let's go ahead and just get into the first category. I'm just going to try to dig through here. You know what? No, I'm not. Okay, it's all out of the bag now. I'm just gonna dig through on my vanity, and I want to start off with a tale of two lip balms. I mean, it's really only one lip balm, but it's two different scents. You can probably see difference here in terms of usage. I have the birthdaybalm.com, and then this is the rose scent. I don't know what I was thinking here, okay? I think that I got the rose one because I thought, oh, well, it's going to have better color payoff than some of the other pinky shades. And, I want a lip balm with some color payoff. But clearly, the color payoff is minimal, and it certainly doesn't overcome it smelling and tasting like my grandmother. Okay. I mean, who really wants a lip balm that smells and tastes like rose? I don't know how I fell into this trap. Clearly, I am not going to use this up, and I am not going to be repurchasing it. I will never again, mark my words, fall into the trap of buying a lip product that smells like rose. Done. Now, the balm.com in birthday, this is a different ball game. I have raved about this lip balm here on my channel. I have purchased it again and again. I love the way that it smells and tastes, but it really is not that great of a lip balm. It's a little bit thicker in consistency. It doesn't have that same sort of plush, soft feel that, say, like a Summer Fridays lip butter balm does. And of course, Summer Fridays has a lip butter balm in birthday. It is more of a buttery birthday cake as opposed to the sugary icing on top. I probably will purchase this in the future. I like it. I just realized that in terms of the performance and the experience, that the Summer Fridays lip butter balm is much higher on my list. Let's talk about this empty. This is a mini of the LAWLESS Forget the Filler Lip Pumping Line Smoothing Gloss. I managed to use this up, which didn't take a lot because it is this little bitty mini. I do still have two others that were a part of this set. I just don't think to reach for these very much because it is a pain in the butt to get the product out of these. I mean, I'm not going to just throw these away. I will use them. I like the product itself. It may not be the last time that I ever purchase a Forget the Filler product from LAWLESS, but I sure as heck will never fall for buying anything mini or gift set from them ever again. Maybe if you see it in the store, don't do it online, okay? That's where they got me, is I didn't realize just how tiny these were going to be and difficult in terms of getting any product out whatsoever. So no mini lip glosses from LAWLESS. This is not true of all mini lip products because I do have a mini lip product here, an empty of the Clarins lip oil, and I got a lot of use out of this. Clearly, I did not have any problem getting it off the sides, and I loved this so much that I did purchase a full size. And this is actually what I'm wearing today, and I love this stuff. In fact, I love it so much that I find myself doing that thing where you don't use it as much because you want to save it. I will say on this that the doe foot is really, really big on this product, and that sort of bothers me a little bit. I mean, it's got some good spread on it. It is easy to accidentally get a little further out than you want to. So I wish the doe foot were a little bit smaller on this. I do think it's really beautiful. I have a feeling that this is going to be something that when I start to see that I am close to running out, I will repurchase this for sure. Do not want to be without this. Now, this next lip oil is the exact opposite. I have worn this. This is a mini YSL lip oil, and I'll put the product names down in the description box for everything, because I'm not going to remember all of the full long names for all of these products. This was awful. This is one of the worst things that I have ever put on my lips ever. It smells funky, okay? And I think it is a matter of what they put in here to create the plumping effect. I believe it has like ginger oil and chili oils in here, and to me it smells like it's maybe those oils. Like that's what I'm smelling in here that smells bad. The other thing though is the plumping effect. When I tried this first on camera, I was like, I'm not really feeling any of the tingling or the burning. Almost as soon as I finished filming, the fire hit. And yes, there was significant plumping, but I have never felt anything like this in a plumping gloss. Maybe this one is off, and that is why I had such a strong reaction to the plumping ingredients. I don't know. You guys, let me know in the comments, because the plumping effect also was awful. I was trying to wipe it off of my lips to get rid of the sensation. Even if you guys tell me it's great, I don't know that I would ever risk this again. I don't know. It was just bad. Let's move to hair next. I have two shampoos to talk about, and I do not have the conditioners here because the conditioners I talked about in my last empties video, because I always finish conditioners before I finish the shampoo. I guess I'm using a lot more of the conditioner each time I wash my hair. I have finally finished the shampoos. This is the IGK Legendary Dream Hair Shampoo, and this is the Orbe Gold Lust Repair and Restore Shampoo. Okay, I have purchased both of these multiple times. This one I only purchase if it's some sort of major sale, because if you guys are familiar with this product, you know that the Gold Lust Orbe line is extremely expensive. And along those lines, I'm just going to say, I don't think I'll be repurchasing this. I do not notice enough of a difference between a product like this and, let's say, this, that warrants spending all of this money. Honestly, guys, I don't see a lot of difference in any shampoo that I use. Maybe it just means that I have not tried the right shampoo for my hair. I really thought that, look, you buy the Orbe Gold Lust, this is so expensive, and a lot of people speak really highly of it. I follow other content creators who are also mature, who, have mature hair, which is a whole different ballgame, and they love it. So I really thought this would be the thing that would, make my hair look smoother, shinier, more beautiful. And like I said, I don't think that the price difference is worth it. I don't. I do like this IGK Legendary line, but yeah, I'm not blown away by it. I'm not blown away by any shampoo that I have used. It's sad, but it's true. If you have a shampoo that you would recommend for a woman over 50 who is postmenopausal and all of what that means in terms of hair, please leave me a comment below, because I am open to suggestions here. The other hair care product that I want to talk about is the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Advanced Clean Dry Shampoo. I think this is a great dry shampoo. I think that it works really well. I actually like the scent of it. It's, it definitely has a distinctive scent that I think people can pick up on and go, that's the Living Proof dry shampoo. I have tried the Orbe dry shampoo, and I kind of don't see what all the hype is about for that. Again, where it warrants spending all that extra money over a product like this. I am testing another dry shampoo right now, so once I have run through that, I will let you know how these two compare. But yeah, perfectly reliable. We'll definitely continue to repurchase that dry shampoo. Okay, next up, let's talk about skincare. I have a nice little collection here of different skincare products to talk about. We'll start off with the eye cream that I have here in the bunch. This is the Glossier Full Orbit Hydrating, Brightening, Smoothing Eye Cream, and I have squeezed every bit of this out that I could. And I really loved this eye cream. This is one that I got in a Carolyn Hirons kit. So, I would have gotten it at a discount. I don't know that I would have picked it up had I not gotten it as a part of a kit, because I don't think of Glossier as a skincare brand. I like their makeup products, but I don't really think of them as a go-to for skincare. But I really loved this eye cream. I keep several eye creams on my vanity at all times because I actually apply two sort of eye cream products each morning. I use both a serum and either what you would call like a moisturizer or a cream. Usually as I'm finishing up my makeup routine, maybe after I have applied eyeshadow and I'm looking to sort of clean up and moisturize one final time before I put on foundation. I reached for this clearly over and over and over again, and this is definitely one that I would repurchase. Let's skip down to hands. I have here the Olive in June hand serum. I believe that I got this as a part of an Olive in June set that I had picked up when I was investing more time in painting my fingernails. I really enjoyed this hand serum. I thought it was really nice. It was really moisturizing, but it didn't feel like sticky and tacky. And it doesn't have an obnoxious scent to it that's going to override your perfume, for instance, if you don't want to muddle those scents together. And so if you are looking for a hand serum, I think this is a great one. I do have some other hand care products that I'm going to be bringing in and testing, and I'm going to be talking about pretty soon in a video. So this isn't something I'm going to go out and repurchase right now, but I did really enjoy this and I would repurchase it again. Now let's move to face serums, and I have several face serums here. I have a duo of products that I use every other morning. This is the Timeless Coenzyme Q10 Serum and the Timeless 20% Vitamin C Ferulic Acid Vitamin E Serum. And every other day I use these in combination, and then I use two products from Allies of Skin. These are so phenomenal and so affordable. I really cannot believe how inexpensive these are. Timeless often has sales for 40% off. I know that they sell Timeless now at Target, and I would not buy them at Target because you can get them on sale for 40% off directly from the company. And I think that's important, especially for a vitamin C serum, because vitamin C serums are less stable. You have less time in which to use them before they go bad, before they become less effective, or even get to a point where they may cause additional irritation. And so what's great about the Timeless Vitamin C Serum is that they do offer this in two different strengths, a 10% and a 20%. I started off with the 10% and then moved up to the 20%. And now the 20% does not create any irritation at all. I do think it's wonderfully brightening, and Timeless is great because for a vitamin C, you want a bottle that is airtight. You don't want something where you are taking the lid off, like for instance, and pulling product into a pipette and then dropping it in your hand. You want to keep air out of this. And you also really want to use a product where the bottle isn't clear, because light also degrades the vitamin C. And I feel like Timeless has taken those sorts of things into account in addition to just sort of the formulation itself, right? So how do we ensure that for our customer, the integrity of the product is maintained so that people get full use out of it? The Coenzyme Q10 has matrixyl 3000, hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, and it's just known to work really well in conjunction with your vitamin C. And that's why I use these as a pair on one day. I also have here a serum from LAWLESS. This is a Pro Collagen Future Restore, and I have not used this up. So it is in the trash as a throwaway. Part of that is because I have a ton of skincare. I am a skincare addict. I do a lot of research on skincare. I watch a lot of skincare content. I buy a lot of skincare, and I have so much backup skincare that I have not opened that if I think that something is not really working for me after, an appropriate amount of testing, I've got to push it aside, because I've got to worry about the other products sort of sitting in my backups going bad before I can even get to them, which is a silly problem to have, I know, but that is just where I am. And in fact, I have thought about doing a video that just shows my skincare inventory because I've been thinking that I really need to do an inventory so that I can keep up with maybe the order in which I need to try products so that I get use out of them before they expire. Oh, God, it sounds so ridiculous. But if you'd be interested in seeing that, let me know because I thought about filming that, just showing you what I have in my collection for backups. It would probably involve a little bit of a declutter, but so essentially I'm decluttering this because I have got to move on. I ain't got time for skincare that isn't going to knock my socks off, and that I may be using up while better skincare is just sitting on my shelf going bad. So sorry, LMS. Oh, and I didn't say if I would buy this again, but I think it would be obvious. But yeah, speaking of having backups, so yeah, still in the box, ready to be opened and move right into my vanity for use tomorrow. Next up, let's talk about my Retinoid 2 from Skin Rocks. This is the brand created by the Grand Dame of Skincare, Carolyn Hirons. This is an amazing retinol, you guys. So she also offers two different strengths. She's got Retinoid 1 and Retinoid 2. And I think she will come out with a Retinoid 3. I think she's going to continue to build out that profile of stronger retinoids for more advanced users. This has been sitting in my empties for a bit now. I've switched to another retinol that I'm testing out, and I feel like I can tell that my skin doesn't look as good. I don't know if it's just in my brain, if it's just like, I've sort of talked myself into that, but I do feel like the quality of my skin doesn't look as good, and that it's because I am testing something out and not using this. And what's cool about her retinoid products is that they are refillable. So you can purchase just the full set once, and then you purchase the refills just to, replace in the outer packaging. So I put this whole thing in my empty so I would know what the heck it was. But yeah, the only thing I'll be throwing away is the inside capsule that contained the product. But yes, definitely repurchase if you're looking for a new retinoid to try. You guys, this is great stuff. It really is. And I have one final skincare product to talk to you about, and it's actually a tester, but you guys, I had to throw it in my empties and talk about this for multiple reasons. So this is the Dew Instant Angel Lipid Rich Facial Moisturizer. Okay, so I just want you to see this package. So I got these as a little gift with purchase when I bought the Dew Forever Winged Eye Mask. And I thought, oh, look how cute that little box is. And then you open the little box here, and the little baby was inside. But you guys, it was a little baby, okay? It was a little baby, and I was like, oh God, am I going to get one use out of this? But I did get probably about a week's use out of this because a little bit of the product goes a long way. And I really enjoyed this, you guys. It really does have that plush feel, but it absorbs really well. I felt like my skin did look plumped. It had an immediate sort of effect on my skin. When I get through my backups, when I get through my large inventory of moisturizers sitting over here, I will definitely pay full price any day of the week for a full bottle of this. Last category here, we are going to talk about makeup. And first up, Rare Beauty Eyeshadow Primer. If you watch me at all, you guys know this is my holy grail eyeshadow primer. And will I rebuy it? I already have. So I really feel like I cannot be without this stuff. This is a great eyeshadow primer if you are someone who wants not just a product that helps with the longevity of your makeup, your eyeshadow, but also someone who feels like they need a little bit of color correction and coverage on your lids. My lids are very fair, and you can definitely see the little veins in my eyelids, not very attractive. And so, yes, I feel like I need some color on my lids before I apply my eyeshadow just to really get that consistent, smooth, flat base. And so the Rare Beauty Eyeshadow Primer is really great for that. repurchase, repurchase, repurchase. And last but certainly not least, we have 5 mascaras to talk about. I feel like it's weird to have 5 mascaras to talk about at once, but they're all very different mascaras. And I typically have several mascaras open at one time, which I'm trying to stop doing. But yeah, I typically have several mascaras open at one time because, you know, they're created differently, right? And they're designed to do different things. And sometimes I want something different out of a mascara. So first up, let's talk about the 2 Beauty Pie products that I have in here. I think Beauty Pie makes amazing mascaras. It is one of the reasons that I have been a Beauty Pie member for several years is for their mascaras. Here I have the Uber Volume Boost Velvet Mascara, which really does create a lot of volume. See the brush there. It is rather thick and fluffy, and I think that this does create a really full looking soft lash. And then I also have the perfect waterproof mascara, and guys, I do think this is the perfect waterproof mascara. It has a much sort of smaller brush there, but this stuff really, really holds up. I wore this every day last year when I was on my cruise. And, you know, not only were my lashes maintained, but I also didn't end up with, you know, little smudges or flakes underneath here. It comes off easily with a waterproof makeup remover. Beauty Pie does make a great one of those that I restocked recently. Both of these mascaras are great. I think I actually have a backup of both of these, and I definitely need to check and make sure before I decide whether or not to let my Beauty Pie membership lapse in about 7 days. Yeah. Then we have Tower 28 Make Waves Mascara. This is one of my holy grails. I have it in both Jet and Drift, which is the brown color. And I came to really enjoy the brown shade. When I first got it and was testing it out, I thought, you know, there really isn't enough of a difference here in color to warrant picking up a whole nother mascara. But I don't know, I sort of changed my mind about that and started to use it with certain makeup looks and really enjoy it. And of course, the Tower 28 formula is phenomenal. It does create, you know, nice elongated, separated lashes, and it lasts really well throughout the day. So this is a definite repurchase. I probably already have backups of this as well. Somehow I ended up with a ton of mascara backups, you guys. So I'm probably good on mascara. Now, we are going to wrap up this video by knocking something over. We are going to wrap up this video talking about a mascara that I thought that I really liked, and I have since changed my mind about. So we are going to end on a negative note, talking about the Prada Scope Mascara Focus. Even the camera doesn't like it, okay? It doesn't want to focus on it. There. Okay, so this is a fairly new mascara to the market, and this one is the one that has sort of the weird little brush just on one side. And, you know, I really felt like this was almost like a paddle brush for your eyelashes. And I enjoyed using it for a time. But I will tell you that this mascara either dried up or ran out faster than almost any mascara I have had in recent history, okay? And I'll have to look up the price point on this. Given that it's Prada, I have a feeling this was a more expensive mascara. And if so, it should not be drying up or running out that quickly. And for those reasons, I will not be repurchasing the Prada mascara. Goodbye forever. All right, guys, so that wraps up all of my trash, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Coming up soon, I am going to be doing a video revisiting my project pan, and I also have a video coming up that is looking at the many items that I picked up as a part of Memorial Day sales. I went a little nuts. So I hope that you will subscribe so that you know when I uploaded those videos, as well as many other videos coming up on eyeshadow, of course. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you next time. Bye.